2 years ago, I decided I would hop on a fishing boat for 3 months, and that I would spend the summer before going to graduate school doing that. Great crew, had a wonderful time. We were out at a folk music festival, right? Just totally harmless. And we came back that night, we were up talking all night long. One of my crew members and friends, he said, "Lindsey, wake me up in the morning." And I got up in the morning and I thought about it, and I'm like, he's 30 years old. It's not my responsibility, I'm not his mom. So I left, I got a phone call, and he was unconscious, had not been breathing. The thought of it being a heroin overdose death did not occur to me. I went through so much denial. I thought, oh, well, maybe he had a heart attack, or, maybe he was really sick and we didn't know about it. And, it wasn't until the investigation started into his death that I was at the hospital and the police came, they got a hold of me and said, we'd like to question you. And they started asking me, did you notice he was starting to nod off? Did you notice, his behavior that night was a little strange? And I was in hindsight thinking, yeah, but we were out until 3 o'clock in the morning, so I thought maybe he was just tired. So I went back to the boat and went through his things, and it was my first experience seeing a needle. It was my first experience seeing a burnt spoon. And that even then I was trying to come up with all these excuses. Maybe that spoon's been left there, and maybe that's, he had diabetes, maybe that's an insulin needle. And then I finally came to terms with it and learned more about it. And then I went through this period of, I'm so mad that I didn't see the signs. And in true Lindsey fashion, of course I needed to learn everything there is to know about heroin and drug addiction and drug trafficking, and the warning signs and how to prevent overdoses and anything that I could have done. If you notice somebody kind of disengaging from conversation, ask the question. Are you using? It is not common and not normal for people to be nodding off in the middle of a conversation with you. That could have been it right there. That could have been the moment where I said, something's wrong, we gotta go to the hospital. Ask the question, people want to tell you. A lot of addicts, I feel like, do want to share their story with you. They want help, they want to be heard. And part of that is destigmatization. People want help, people are afraid to ask for help because they're afraid of what people will think. In the last 2 years, yesterday marks the 8th person that I've known personally to die of a heroin overdose from home. If we can, treatment right now in this country needs a lot of work, but if we can keep people alive until we can get people into treatment and get people the help that they need, that's what we need to do. Naloxone saves lives, and if naloxone's proven to work, which it is, and it's saving lives out there every day, we should be using it more. Families should have access to it, friends should have access to it, users should have access to it. There's some states that you can walk into any pharmacy and get naloxone, the standing orders, and I can't encourage that enough of how utilized it is in these states and how many lives it does save.